A very pleasant good evening to everyone present here. The Association for Computing Machinery, abbreviated as ACM, is the largest computing society in the world.
ACM Student Chapter is a technical society at BIT Devghar. We at ACM believe that knowledge increases when you share it. So we bring you someone who will surely enlighten us with her valuable knowledge. With immense pleasure, we wholeheartedly welcome you all to today's session. Now I would like to call Anvesha Tiwari for the introduction.
I would like to introduce the guest of honor, Miss Kavisha Sheth, a security researcher who has also been recognized by the Government of India for her insightful research work. She has been listed in the newsletter of Welcome, ma'am.
My mic is off.
Am I audible now? Okay, let me. Okay, so today mostly I'll covering that how anyone can get into cybersecurity field by sharing some of my journey, and I'm gonna break some myths that hey, it's all about hacking and defending. You should know the tools. What has to be hacking is all about tools. Whether sometimes you don't even need the tools to perform any activities, and how actually this cybersecurity domain is helpful to add value to another person life. Okay, so this will be covering. So let me start with sharing some presentation. It would be not like a theoretical. I'll share the journey and what projects I have done. So let me just get started now. Let me share the screen. Can you allow me to share the screen? It's not
Sure,
allowed.
ma'am.
Be live.
But
It's done. Okay. Okay. I'll just cancel this. Let me know once you are able to share the thoroughly. Hmm, just a second. Okay, let me just give to the F5. Okay, I think it's getting stuck, man. Let me just stop it. It's getting stuck. Just a second. Uh, it's getting. Am I supposed to disconnect because it's getting stuck from my side?
now we can rejoin.
Yeah, let me do that. It just got stuck. Now it's accessible. Let me share again. Is it visible?
Yeah, it is
Yes,
visible.
ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So today I will be covering how anyone can get into cybersecurity. It's not about knowing that, hey, I need to know the programming. Hey, I need to be an expert to using tools to perform some threats or to defend from performing, like to defend someone to performing attacks, right? Let's start with some myths. People say, okay, when they heard about cybersecurity, all they think, okay, cybersecurity is all about hacking or privacy or the cryptography, right? When you say, I'm a cybersecurity professional, oh, you must know how to configure firewall. They might be thinking, oh, you know how to do the cryptography. These are the things you might know, but it's not just that. It's beyond that. If you know AI ML, that would also help you. If you know, some easy people are there, right? If you know hardware or the register or anything, right? Anything connected is can be you can link with the cybersecurity. So what your approach should be? Hey, this is the laptop. Consider how can I think what can go wrong and how can I prevent it. Okay, so another thing, okay, when I say cyber security or I'm a security analyst, right, or security research, they might be, oh, you know how to hack the system. No, it's not all about that. Okay, you can actually add other people value by finding the vulnerabilities or security flaws, even sometimes without using any tools, and help them. How can they? You can just provide the awareness. These things I'll cover how I started later on, but I'll just break the myths. It's not all about ki, okay. You should only knowing the tools and the cryptography. So, who can break into this field? One, a person with problem solving, whether you are doing the puzzle solving or you are involved in, you love the maths, right? There are the possibility that you might love this field thoroughly. Then, most important is willingness to learn. Because if you know some things now, no, later on you have to keep updated yourself with the trends. For example, I started with the knowing web application. Now I'm also talking about cloud API, right? Network perspective. So all these things goes hand in hand. Even EIML. So willingness to learn, interest is most important thing. So cybersecurity is a vast field, okay, and it has opportunity for everyone. So just don't run behind that, hey, this person has started her journey or his journey by finding the flaws or by having the interest in cryptography. I'll start like that. You can explore, but figure out what you really enjoy. For example, some people enjoy creating malware, some people enjoy doing social engineering. Some people talk about the privacy, that hey, this is not all supposed to done. Some people like bringing awareness, hey, you are doing wrong, this is what it's supposed to. Some people are involving creating laws, right? So these field has opportunity for everyone. All you need to do explore. And lifelong learning, okay, and logical reasoning. For example, you people just graduated, or like any student, even when I started, I say, okay, I don't have the background of knowing all the things. What helped me? LR, like logical reasoning, that I'm able to connect the dots, and that will help you. For example, if I say this is the issue, you will learn that, hey, this person has find this issue like this. But how you gonna correlate where this your logical reasoning and problem solving ability will come? And most important that I'll have cover is curiosity. For example, you know things like this is how you can be done, but you don't have the curiosity how is it has done, what are the steps has been involved, why this person has done certain things. So these are the basic skills that any person can break into. Okay, I intentionally doesn't mind here, I haven't mentioned that hey, you should know networking, Python, and all these things, because you will get to know, like I can share the resource. This is all is okay, this is specific to IT cyber security. But if you're a person who has all this skill, you can even do the social engineering. There is a, you can help police or the army or any government to involve in investigation process, right? If you okay, you are a person who want to know why it happened, how did you happen, or you are a person like you love the Sherlock series, right? So it's filled for everyone. Now, basic, I'll cover my journey like this. How knowledge, in knowledge field, I'll talk about what projects I have done and what subjects were helped me to thrive in this field. You might get wonder what subject really helped me to take a decision to get in this field. Then experience, like with which company I was working with and what I was doing, and share and serve thing, how it's helping me. And in about three, right? Networking is must. Networking means connect with the people and try to understand what they are doing, and take help if they are, if you have any interest, right? Talk to them how they are pursuing that. Uh, if person is good, try to take help from them, consider them as a mentor, and it will help you to grow. Okay, so these are the basic pillars for cybersecurity. Okay, so knowledge what I was having. So in BTech, my first project was carpooling website. Typical developer. Okay, I enjoy designing part, how website can be done, what. But I haven't. I was clear that I don't want to be a developer creating a website. Like it's okay if you are a developer, it's totally fine for me. I just get to know this is not my cup of tea, but I enjoy the doing cryptography. That's why I include this image. I just love that. Mathematics I enjoy. Uh, Same way AI was there, so I enjoy AI also. So while pursuing the masters, right, I have to take call what kind of master I should be taking care. So while getting into master, I took the call based on machine learning and cryptography that hey, I'll go into that. I don't want to continue pursuing in the information and technology itself. I want to go deeper and I want to utilize my skills that okay, it deals with the machine learning also. I can detect also what anomalies is going on. Anomalies is nothing like what are the malicious thing happening or unexpected thing happening. You can also use machine learning to detect those. Isn't it fun? And AI, like AI almost it deals with the neurons, right? So nowadays you can even utilize the AI for finding threats or exploiting threats, right? So it's a both aspect. Then Bob suit I have explored. So I was clear that yeah, I'm liking the Bob suit. It's pretty cool. I can play around with the web application security as well. I was not knowing that time what is API, okay, what is cloud. Then another project I loved is doing play around with the data mining, okay, and the big data. So these are the things which I enjoy, and based on that, I took the call. And I'll tell you one of the project which is detecting malicious URL using machine learning. So what I was so okay, you observe the URL, right? But that is the way there are standard URLs you can automatically detect using machine learning, right? So that's where you automate. And even developers that okay, we are not able to find it, but you can create the code that can help you to find it, right? It's really help. And in cybersecurity, it's very reputed. You can even do the secure code practices. So it's this is what helped me so far as a previous. So at that time, be clear, I was not having any bug bounty experience or the finding security flaws or doing any kind of ethical hacking activities. I was not involved at all. All I knew, okay, these are the subjects, these are the things I know, I enjoy, I learned the subjects thoroughly, and this is how you take the decision. Okay, this is what I like and this I don't like. I also done some projects which I didn't like. That's why I'm not including, for example, sensor related, how you can what are the attacks possible in sensor, right? How can you detect those data, like how can detect those kind of attacks using machine learning? Data is there, okay, but you have to analyze. Now to I didn't enjoy how the attacks is happening in sensor, but I enjoy doing web application API, cloud, even machine learning. So I know how to play around with the future skill, right? So this is how I just started now experience. So first thing, I get chance with the Oracle. So be clear. So when I'll also add the point around it. So when Oracle came on campus, right, I was pretty clear that if they don't provide opportunity with the cyber security, because I know this is what I want to get into, you can explore. Again, I'm not saying that cybersecurity specific domain area. I say anything with the security, I'm okay with. And that what happened earlier, they used to say, oh, we had some criteria, you need 3+ years of experience. I'm talking about 2019. Yeah, that time they were having. But eventually, if you have interest, you can break it down all the things. You don't need to wait. So, and yeah, your whoever intervened, he or she able to recognize your talent, that yeah, you are interested and you can prove it. So do your research. You don't need to be okay expert. At least do your research, share your knowledge and tell that. Okay, that time what helped me to crack the interview, obviously standard procedure were there, but in the last round it was more into what I have mentioned. It's a cyber security, the tools I was using, and my problem solving ability, right? That's why I'm saying puzzles. Even if you're a developer, you might get the puzzle thing. So that's all things are related. So, okay, things, they haven't stopped me that you are supposed to do security testing only. They also asked me to do the manual testing also. Okay, okay, you are intern, you are supposed to inspire time, you are supposed to do that also. But at some extent, that also helped me. How? Because I was able to find flaws which is not people consider as a security flaws. For example, I was able to think how attacker can buy the product even without using bug suit, just playing around with the business logic. And in cybersecurity, business logic, if you talk about, okay, if you talk about in the web application API or anything, right, or any aspect, if you are able to think as a business logic, like what can go wrong and how it can impact the business, right? So I was able to think it. So that what helped me eventually. So I say whatever you being assigned, do your 100% and then explore it later on, whether you liked it or not, whether you want to switch to another thing. Then I joined the startup which called AppSeco, right, where I got to know like uh, so where I got chance. Oh yeah, before I joined, okay, in spare time, what I was doing, I had to do the project which I committed, which is finding anomalies using machine learning. Another thing I was, so I was doing the things, right. I wanted to explore more. I didn't wanted to limit myself to finding flaws in one particular product. So that's why I started finding issues in government website, because I was like, why it's not that secure. And then I so here you don't if you are really ethical, think, okay, in this field you are supposed to be ethical. If you find, don't be like, hey, I find it and I'll do blah blah blah. please kindly report the issues to whoever. For example, in government they have the portal where you can report the issue. And second thing, uh, if you are in bug bounty, make sure they have the list. If you are doing unauthorized without knowing, you might get trouble for yourself, right? So they were having, so I said, okay, these are the issue I have find. Can you do that? And eventually I find like bunch of more than 30. I don't exactly remember the counts. Eventually they listed me out as a security researcher. Now, how this happened? Just sheerly based on helping government to secure the website by finding the flaws. Now, here developers' roles also comes with the picture. So you can help them by fixing the website or sitting in another side of that. Hey, what are the best practice you can do? How you can't just create the code like this. Okay, this how you can help also. Now AWS, okay, this is not all plan. You are just having the continuous learning. In AWS, I was doing auditing, looking for misconfiguration. So all things. So right now, experience is all about. Right now, I'm with uh, Virtues and the Standard Charter. So this all about. Now I'm talking. I have talked about share and serve. So in I let me give you some context around it, why I'm saying it. So when I was facing issue, right, while finding and proving that this is a really issue, I was not able to like go at some extent because obviously experience comes in the picture. That I need some direction, not someone to do that what I'm supposed to do, but I need some direction, right? So that time, that one person has helped me that hey, this your thinking process should be like this is a reference material you are supposed to know, and this is how you should know. And he shared some content that this is what I was clear that when I'll get chance, I'll share with the community. So this is why the first my tech talk journey has started, that I wanted to share the knowledge. Then I never looked back. I submitted research or whatever I was trying to represent. So it's been selected by OAS. Cocoon. If we talk about Cocoon is a conference where all like APJ Abdul Kalam and all reputed speakers were there. So maybe as a keynote or even Bipin Agrawal, all were there. So it last year it was virtual, but it was good initiative. Then I have also spoken to multiple other communities event like Null, Hec, uh, Hectify, then Besides, uh, like more than 10. So yeah, if you here when you share the, okay, keep in mind that when you are sharing, focus on adding value, help people as much you can at some extent. uh, then only you are able to communicate it. Okay, so for example, if we say sharing the knowledge, and I spoken like more than 10 maybe in security events. So if you say, right, that I don't have the time, I'll say just focus on sharing the knowledge. Things will, and the time will you get, figure out okay, okay how, because you are focusing on sharing knowledge, not like okay I'm presenting at somewhere or somewhere like this. Okay, and yeah, this or you can write the blog. Okay, you can write the blog, you can share what findings you are doing, you can share your journey, what research or what are the good referral material you find that hey, this is the really good article you are supposed to, you can share it anyway. Okay, so now the different roles could be like I'll start with the investigator because I feel like there might be a Sherlock Holmes fans. So if you are Sherlock Holmes fans, right, and you might be okay, uh, fine, investigation is my love. Okay, there are roles available for you that you can utilize your skills to actually find the root cause why this attack happened, or what, how this particular cybercrime happened, what are the motive behind it, who is the involved, right? So these are the like rules, like one of the role. Then if you are like into, okay, I know the cybersecurity but I am not enjoying doing any of like but you can be a maybe professor who, but you know, but you love the doing research. Okay, so you could be a, but yeah, you should be a particular researcher or at some extent sound knowledge person. It's not like you are just sharing the knowledge without solid knowledge. Okay, and then law. Okay, why law is important? For example, data breach is happening, people are playing around blaming games. You could, if you have interest in the law, or how do you find that you have interest in, you might have the interest in literature, right? Eventually you might able to, then another like auditor comes in the picture. So what actually auditor do? So if say for example architect or any people or security professionals said the design, hey, these are the things should be placed, another person has to be created that, but who gonna check that is actually being there or not, right? So there where the maybe security auditor or any kind of auditors comes in the picture. I'm not saying as a cyber security because that could be in many different aspects. Then if you have sense of okay what can go wrong, or you are able to see the future in cybersecurity, you can maybe in the laws, and but that could be a later part. Then R&D, if you can do the great research, you could be the person who can do the great research around it, and maybe go to person for everyone and have the patent, or are actually adding value to the world, right? Then developer is having really major role in this, because for example people are setting laws, people are setting security designs, people are talking about this has to be done, I found this flaw, who gonna fix it? Those are the developers, right? So make, if you are developer, it's okay, you don't enjoy doing like finding the flaws, you can help fixing it, right? So then I involve this character. For example, if you talk about cybercrime, right, and someone who wants to be in the army or police, there are still possibility in the cybersecurity, you can do it, help findings, who is performing the cyber crimes, how they are performing. You could be the like eventually that person who just in the army, or so you can say that. And this is the person who analyze and see that hey what could happen. And yeah, like I haven't included the actual image, because for example nowadays if we say security analyst, they look into web application, API and the cloud security. Okay, if we talk about website networking, they look for like network side, right? Like what are the configurations should be there, how the firewall should look like, right? Now security analyst in hardware field could be how the hardware should be work, right? If we talk about physics also, so recently I talked to one person who is doing extensively research on physics security. And most important, if you are great with the people reading, right, you could be the person who can be a help how those like social crimes or the if even you are if using Instagram and all these things, you might be having the sense of how the things are happening. Even the if you are a person who love doing digital marketing, you are able to sense it how the digital marketing working and what the particular attacker is trying to do, right? So you can help in any aspect. So I'm not talking about, okay, you are supposed to break into the system, you should know all these things, right? So it's all about problem solving. So it's I make it simple that hey, this is simple. Now let me give you a scenario. If you find something, right, you need to do extensively research. Resource will be not that enough, or it would be enough, but you are supposed to chain it. So that's why I said problem solving, because you might have 5 things in your plate, but to find actual flow or detect certain things, you are supposed to chain it. And to chain it, you're supposed to have the interest. You can't just do it, hey, I wanted to know. If I did all these things, I had the interest in this field, right? That's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, so I'll summarize that. Take some time, once, okay, pause and reflect what's going well for you, what you have enjoyed so far, and how can you have done better, and relate with the cybersecurity. If it's not, it's okay. Whoever working for you, right? Or whatever working for you, go for that. Even then connect. And also most important thing is privacy. If you are able to sense is this is not how it's supposed to work, I don't want to share my data, you might be the person who can actually work with the privacy area. So try that area as well. So connect. Second thing, to know more about this field, connect with people, because cybersecurity is really evolving field. Few years back, maybe 10 years or 20 years back, cybersecurity is just like compliance thing. People all they know networking, firewall, and the cryptography. Now, if you see, it's all about all these things also, plus about that web application, security guidelines. They can't roll out their product without following. Now AI is ML, blockchain, all these are also relating to it. IoTs is also there. And human aspect, you can eventually, if we talk about social engineering, you might in the COVID time got called, hey, these are the uh, what do you say? These are the offers going on. Do you want to uh, apply it? And then eventually your system get hacked, or they convince you to pay money. Hey, we found your profile. We have the opening for you. They are playing with your mind. So this is nothing but a social engineering. Uh, Third, learn from your mistake. Obviously, why? Because while selecting career, right, you might make the mistake. Hey, this is what I wanted to do. Eventually, you figure out, hey, this is not what I wanted to do. So it's okay, but learn from your mistake. Why have you chosen that step? Okay, and main important thing is information securities for all. Like if you have problem solving capability, curiosity, it's all open for you. All you need to do, get into. I have give you context also that how it's open for each and everyone. It's not that only who person who hacked the system, it's or who defined or create the guidelines. It's for everyone. All you have to have is the interest and the curiosity. That's it. And just play around with your strength. Most important thing, because in meanwhile your journey, people will say, "Hey, this is in trend. Why don't you learn it?" You can learn it, but if say switch it, ask yourself whether it's your strength or do you really interested in it. If not, figure out something else. You need to be updated. but nothing like blindly that world is going on, that's how I need to know. If I spoke, like recently I was speaking to some students, they were saying, hey, cloud and blockchain is in the trend, we are supposed to know. I was like, yeah, you should know, but it's not like you are supposed to get the job in that only. If you are interested, do it. If not, figure out something else, right? So like that, even defined is also good, but figure out if you have really interest in it. Okay. Get help from others, please. For example, you might know certain areas, but people above you, or maybe 3 4 years or 5 years of experience, they have explored already certain areas in this field, they might know. Okay. So for example, I get to know there are people who do the human side of know the human side of cybersecurity, like how people play around with. They are involved in the investigation of this, all the procedure. How did I know? I connected with those people, and this is how you explore other things as well. There are quantum security is good if you are having the physics background, you love maths, you're gonna rock it, like, and the problem solving ability. Then another thing, hardware people, that's like if you have good command on hardware, really few people know that. So it's not about using tools, just know how thing works and what can go wrong. These two questions you are able to answer, it's a area for you. And just keep in mind, great power comes with the responsibility. If you know what can go wrong, please be make sure you eventually helping in some extent and not making thing worst, because we are talking about cyber security, not about what I can do. You are not supposed to uh, do the unethical things. Okay. So make sure that if you are getting into cyber security, this power come with the lots of responsibility. So, and yeah, keep enjoying your process, and this have the intention to add the value. Yeah, now I'll just stop sharing. If you have any question, just let me know.
Yes, ma'am. We have few questions for you.
Yeah.
Like, how can we get into cybersecurity and what will be the roadmap?
Okay, so first you have to figure out, it's not as I mentioned, right? You have to be first few years you are supposed to know things what you are liking. For example, you are, may I know like your background little bit around yourself, like, so I'll give you some context around it, how you can find. Basic roadmap, I can share you like what standard if you are talking about. For example, you should know the basics of networking and cryptography, right? These are the basic, how browser works, uh, how actually OSI model is working, right? But these are the one thing area I'm talking about. As I mentioned, there are investigation position is also there. If we talk about hardware, right, you should know in terms of hardware. So it's depend on what field are you in and what are your interest area. So even if you know machine learning, even mathematics, right, for example, those are things also can help you at some extent. But yeah, basic, if we, I generalize thing, considering that could be a CSE people, then networking. Okay. Then how browser work, then how client communicate with the server. So these are the basic things, and able to understand how thing works and what could go wrong. If you need exact roadmap, I can share with maybe in chat. Like that could be in general, right? As a security professional. So any other things? Any question?
Guys, if you have any question, you can drop it in the chat box or you can ask.
Good evening, ma'am. I would just like to ask you one thing, a very simple thing, of course. But like we are all at the threshold of our careers, so what would be like the do's and don'ts for our upcoming careers ahead?
Okay. So do's is explore as much you can. Okay. So whatever and being aware what are the basic things. For example, if we I say if you are IT people, right? You should know at least basics of coding. At least not able to coding, that able to understand code, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then yeah, and whatever basics do's, another I already announced that explore all possible areas. Okay, and then figure out what you like and what not. Don'ts means I'll say don't follow the blind trend. Figure out, take pause, what you like, and then take a call. If I'm saying please get into cybersecurity, these are in trend, don't do it. Okay, I'll give you my example. So while I was switching. So there is a okay. You can do the in great developing in trend. You will get a good amount of salary, right? I was clear that this is good, but I didn't enjoy it. I enjoy this aspect. That's why I'm following it. So that's how, for example, if you start working, you can give the 100% of yours. So these are the do don'ts. Don't follow blindly. Do your research and then take a call. And if you are still not clear, reach out to people whoever are having the expertise over that field. This is what I have done. For example, I was trying to learn another things. I reach out to people whether it's making sense or not, or it's just out of blue. For example, if I start talking about directly that I'll start configuring firewall, right? This is not what I'm right now doing. So it would be no make sense. It would be like network security engineer might be configuring and taking care of it, right? So it should be some extent connected dots. So yeah, don't blindly follow. Hey, this is in trend. Ask yourself whether it's you are interested. This is like standard do don'ts. Explore first. Don't be in conclusion that this is the trend and I'll do that.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
My query is what a person should do if he or she has become a victim of cybercrime. Like, what the first step?
Okay, cybercrime. Okay, cybercrime. You are supposed to file the complaint on portal, so it will be get no. So nowadays we have this portal. You should utilize that. That is being handled by government, and take a follow up with the police. You have the things in place, right? Take a follow up. You will get, once you file the report within a whatever days has been mentioned, you will get to know. And the cybercrime, okay, you talk about cybercrime. If you are the person who is interested how what are the cyber crimes happening, so that's why I was telling that a cybersecurity professional is not all about the networking and knowing the coding, right? If you are the person who are interested how the cybercrime happened, what was the root cause, how can you find it, that is also another thing. You can utilize that skill as well and create a bigger impact in cybercrime area, and people required in that also. For Diksha, you can just file the report to government website, and they will take the action, and it will be there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any another question?
Ma'am, what is cryptography?
So these you supposed to like do research. It's whole subject, no? So if I keep in simple word, so cryptography is nothing. It's a pub. public key. And so for example, right now we are using the browser, right, or Google Meet. You are seeing the SSL log. How do you know that okay you are whether we are communicating its connection it's secure? It's because of the encryption. Now encryption, what's the part of it? Is part of the cryptography. I'm giving you one example. So mainly encryption decryption, but it will go a lots of things goes in that. So I hope I answer your query in simple words. This is a whole subject altogether, but if I say encryption, decryption in simple words.
Okay, we have a question in our chat box. What is the scope of cybersecurity in public sector? Asked by Nishant Raj.
Public sector in terms of what? Can you just give me some context around it?
Nishant, are
Sorry,
you there?
my
Could you please elaborate the question? Like cybersecurity posts in CDAC.
cyber security post. Like, so you are saying in the government sector, I might be the not the person who is. I'm not a government professional, right? So if you are talking about that, I'm not that person who is working with the government. I just filed it, and government has recognized it, right? So I might reach out to the whoever people working with it. But I remember like they have force, and the government has, even the police and the army people has started hiring for the cybersecurity professionals. That I know, but the actual people might be know who working with government, they might be know. So if you really want to start, like, first make sure that you are really interested, and try to, I have seen so far government professional and police sector only so far, like I'm not saying. And yeah, this NCIPC people has started hiring in government sector, but that would be in R&D sector, or the whether you are able to make sure that it could be security analyst role also, or the responder. So these are the things I know, but maybe government professional will be the great person who can provide more context around it. I'm working with like private sector, but these are the I know.
So I guess no one has any query. Thank you so much, ma'am. We are on the
Ma'am,
verge to wind up this session.
Okay.
excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, what about call bomber software? It is on Google, and
Huh.
when someone uses this software, the basic thing is the user has to put a number, phone number, and
Hmm.
very randomly messages and calls are getting into the victim's phone. Then is it a crime or not?
Obviously, it's crime. For example, they are stealing the data. Then it's crime, and whether it's legit software or not. Okay, all together, that could be another session, how you can find these software are legit or not. But all I can say, download the software which are the legitimately said, okay, these, for example, if you open the Play Store, right, and when you download the application, make sure that these being verified or something like that, it's a legit. Whether it having the 200 like 2 lakhs plus these downloads, it's not that it's a legit software. First thing, the software you talked about, right, that it started taking the data and all these things, I don't think so you should be opting out. uh, and the scenario you are trying, right? So if you want to know deeper, and so for example, there are different kind of software. One could be a Trojan which looks like a legit, but eventually it's taking all the data from your mobile or any device you are using. So those are the Trojans. Ransomware, you will anyway get to know when your system will get infected and they'll ask for some money, right? But standard word Trojans, that could be there. So maybe I haven't heard the software which you are talking about, but the behavior what you are trying to convey, right? That's potential. And another thing, when I have heard that uh, when many school and the college students has been targeted in the COVID time. How? Because eventually they are trying to say download this software or try to use that software to edit this, right? So these are the like basic tricks to target you, as simple as could be, and this is part of the social engineering, and then chaining with the malware and all these things. So yeah, I need to know more details. So then we can discuss further.
Okay, ma'am. Thank
It's
you,
all
ma'am.
about behavior and then going depth. So
Anyone, do you have any queries? Because the time is exceeded,
yeah,
more than 1 hour, I guess. So, Anvesha, over to you. Let's wind up the program.
Yes, ma'am. We are on the verge to wind up the session, so I would like to call Pushkar Raj to express the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Anvesha. My greetings to all of you. I feel privileged and honored to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the entire ACM BITD team. I wholeheartedly thank our guest, Ms. Kavisha Sheth, who graced this event with her stunning presence and spared her valuable time to share such an insightful realm of knowledge and her valuable experiences. I express my sincere gratitude to the lovely audience for their interest in the webinar, to all the known and unknown hands that contributed to the grand success of this event. Once again, thank you everyone. Please take your leave with a grateful heart. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. You can leave.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you everyone.